All right, everybody. So we wanted to kind of do a where we're at now type video. We got up here right at November, middle of November. Been up here about 8-9 months now. And I want to show you some of the things we've got done and the plans we got coming up. So without further ado, we'll give Joe here the camera. So our biggest goal is we want to be as self-sufficient as possible. So we got a solar sub for the kids camper. By kid I mean a young man, because he's almost 17, but he's still my kid. And he can run a lot of everything he needs off of that. We can always add to it down the road, but it does the job. It's the little things. We've got a little clothesline, bushcraft set up for when he does his laundry, and yes, we wash our clothes in buckets. We got a wood stove here that we're going to fix up and set up into his camper like we did with ours, so he's got heat during the winter time. We've been up here 8 to 9 months, almost a year now. And it has had its sets of trials. The weather this season has been particularly brutal, and not just here, everywhere in the U.S. Record heat, record rain, you name it.
Record winter.
This is what you call a boneyard. 90% of all this stuff comes from my cousin on job sites. He brings it up here and we use the materials when we need it. It comes in handy. Boneyard is something you want to have off grid. You never know what you need till you need it. Today we just finished up our bushcraft clothesline. Now what I did here is I left extra string in case I need to run an anchor to the ground, but I think this would be good. It's 3 feet deep. By now you've already watched the outhouse video. That came out really good. Really happy with that. Had a buddy of mine. This one goes out to you, Ghosty, for recommending putting a vent into it. That's the thing we did just a couple days ago. So cut out a hole in the back. We ran a screen in it, and we got a wood liner on the other side holding the screen on, and we got a vent. And that made a big difference. That helped out too. A little side project me and my son worked on. We wanted an area to be able to do our dishes at. So my cousin had an 8-foot countertop. We cut 4 feet off of it, added a little piece of wood, which I thought was cool. And all this is skid wood we reclaimed. And it turned out pretty fancy. I like it. Then we run a tarp over it to keep the rain from damaging the wood. But it's all been stained and treated, so it's doing good. Back in the back is we got a little garden growing. Nothing massive. We just wanted to get some stuff growing. Some peppers, some herbs, some tomatoes. Got some beans, watermelon, and carrots, and they're all growing pretty good, so the soil's really good up here. We got well, first off, that's our rain catch system that catches the rain off the roof. Then we take the extra buckets that we have in certain spots, and as it rains heavy and fills up, we add that water to these tanks. This is the water we bathe with. This is the water we wash our clothes with. This is the water we use for our orchard. So this is a must-have. Now we have 3 springs up here, and we will be harvesting the springs. Once we harvest the springs and drive a hand pump down, which will be another project, we'll have unlimited water for life. Come with me. Of course, one of the first things we had to do up here since we got up here in November, we had to add a wood stove because it was cold. And the camper uses a lot of propane to run a heater. You can do it, but you'll be going to town every couple weeks paying for more. Now, we got 47 acres of woods. We cut our own tree, our own wood that we use to create heat and cook with. And that turned out really nice. This is our little social gathering place where we like to have fires and cook and hang out with friends and family when they come and visit. This is our woodworking area. My wife I believe the video is either up or will be up. Built a gantry. We use this to hoist up the logs after we cut the trees down in 8-foot sections. And we have a sawbuck over there that we put the logs onto once we pick it up the gantry. And then we mill them and cut our boards out. This is what it comes out. We can come any thickness we want. And these are inch thick and these are awesome to build with. What else? We have a ATV project going on. I'm repainting mine and it's going to be a pretty cool episode. You'll see it when it comes out. The biggest project to date has been the solar power. That has been a massive, massive undertaking. But we now have free electricity for life. I'll give you a quick little rundown of it. Let's get a quick look. This is our inverter, our charge controller, and our battery bank, and this thing is awesome. The video will be coming out any day of this. You know, I'll give you all the schematics and details to that. Me and the son built the solar array, and we had to do a more secure anchor job, which now the wind won't blow it over. I have a short video about what happened there. Now we planted in, I want to say March, was it March, honey? Yes, we planted our orchard and most of our fruits and stuff in March. And you guys saw those videos. They were just bare sticks is what the trees look like. So here we are, April, May, June, July. 5 months later. So 5 months from that first video of our orchard, this is how they look now. Most of them have tripled, if not quadrupled in size. They love the high altitude. They thrive on a high altitude. Another little project we're working on is creating a little flower bed around our tree here because we think it's just going to look nice. Plus the flower bed will help attract bees and the bees will help pollinate the orchard. You have to have a whole ecosystem working. In about 5 minutes, you're going to all get to witness me beating the shit out of my son. It'll be a great episode.
I just started.
So, this is my wife and mine favorite spot. We built a little bench down here. We got shade from the tree. This is our berry bushes. They are doing really good. They've been planted for about the same amount of time. But we like it here because of the view. Go ahead and show the good folks at home what the view looks like. Now over by that rogue tree over there is where we're going to build our cabin because that's going to be our view. And we love the way it looks. Our orchard is doing phenomenally well. We've had to put fencing around each of the trees because they were being attacked by coyotes, believe it or not. Coyotes love fruit trees. I would have never thought that. But now we're putting in a garden right here because we want to grow some flowers here, make it nice. The flowers and the berries attract bees. Bees in return go and pollinate the fruit trees, and you have to keep the whole ecosystem working together. But this has turned out good. I'll give you a quick little look at it. What we're doing is we're going about 5 feet out. Step over there, son, so we can show them the wall. And we're building a little stone wall. And we're going to raise it up and run a dirt even with it. Luckily, there's plenty of dirt around here to grab from. I think that's about where we're at now, but we got a lot of projects on the horizon. There is no shortage of projects. As always, like, share, subscribe, and thank you so much for letting our adventure be part of yours.